Zach, never have I ever thought that we'd be sitting here 7 years later talking about the great big white.
You like that, old man? You want a piece of me?
Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Good morning, Vietnam! I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I feel the need for speed.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Love means never having to say you're sorry.
You do? You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Happy Tuesday, moviegoers. Welcome to episode 364. Welcome to Jaws, and welcome to our seventh consecutive year, our seventh consecutive September. Welcome to the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Juan, and I am joined by Mr. Jaws himself.
Hey, if you're gonna do it, just go all out, man. Just go all out.
Go all out. Man, what a week it has been. It's actually a mild, cool fall temperature like setting here in the southern parts of where we were from. Zach, man, how has your week been?
It's been busy. I'll be honest. I went to the movies twice. One of the movies we're going to be talking about today. I had to buy some furniture, and man, we're already in September 2nd. We have like 3 months to go of 2025, and we'll be in the 26th. What do you think about that?
That's insane. You know, I've been kind of pondering and thinking about who should the year 2026 be dedicated to.
Oh, I already got an idea. I just don't want to say it on the air yet. I'll have to run it
And
by you.
I'm like, I might throw a curveball at you. I'm like, should we dedicate the entire year to a director? Or should it be the first time that we've dedicated an entire year to a female star?
Mm.
Or should we just dedicate the entire year to a top five?
Like, what do you mean? Like just do like a
Once
top, like if we do like a top 5 list, like each month we do like one of the movies or something.
each month we just have a top five crazy list, January to December.
The fans would love that because everyone knows we love lists on this show.
Just once a month, a list from January to December. But we have plenty of time to get to the new year gathered up for everybody. September is jam-packed. I've already got the posters set and ready, at least 3 of them. I've kind of been slacking. It's been a busy week. Unfortunately, we still have to do this thing called jobs.
Mm. I'm still trying to convince my coworker for world domination, and then we'll never have to work again.
You see what that lottery is up to right now?
Yeah.
Let's
Could
just go.
you imagine winning that type of money?
You would never know, and then behind me would be like an 120-inch TV.
Oh my god! But 2 like 90-inch TVs going across the back wall.
Zach,
I would say, if you ever did that, you never have to go to the movie theaters again.
yeah. Well, it's been a week, man, and it's been so fun these last 7 years. I wanted to sit down and just kind of talk to you about what we have done and what we've, accomplished from literally maybe having 5 people listening to us a week, maybe even every 2 weeks, to now we have over 9,000 downloads all across the globe. 9,000 may not be that many, unless you're, if you got like Logan Paul numbers, or if you got like Joe Rogan numbers, more power to you. Congratulations. But from just a few people who were just not given any kind of chance and just doing this for a hobby, and now it's turned into it still is a hobby, but we're just having fun collecting some numbers. And you know,
You always send me like the post new episode rankings and whatever, and around the world, it's like, oh, we got people in Switzerland and Australia and Europe and all over the world, and it's just like, wow, they actually listen to us.
yeah,
Like 2 or 3 guys from Oklahoma just talking about movies.
yeah. I know he's been super busy, but I kind of wish Edward was here. Because man, that's where it started. Just me and him,
Yeah.
2018. I think we had COVID before COVID was even a thing because we were just hacking up
Yeah.
talking about Psycho, and it was an awful episode. I'm not gonna lie. You can go back and listen to it in the archives wherever you listen to podcasts at. And
If the
that first,
government if the government's listening, I think patient zeros was Ed and Juan on that Psycho episode.
yeah, that first episode was literally such a rough draft that we didn't know what the hell we were doing. We were just, "Well, we need to make this sound professional." It sounded horrible. I'm not gonna lie, but we had so much fun getting ready for everything, digging up some information. We didn't know what it was going to turn into. And now you guys can listen to us anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, anywhere, and it's just been a hell of a ride. So, what I wanted to ask you, Zach, before we get into the whole episode, is like, you know, again, if you guys want to listen to us, it's all here on Facebook, Facebook Live, Cinnamon Movie Podcast on Facebook, Emisawa Productions on YouTube, X is Cinnamon 405. Um, Hit us up and continue to listen, stream, download. What does 7 years mean to Zach?
Well, 7 is my lucky number, so I don't know what that means, but dude, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, we've reached the point of 7 years of doing the show. Granted, I wasn't there for like the first
Six
maybe
months.
2 or 3 months. Yeah, 6 months. Well, my first episode was in November of
Oh, it
2018.
it was. Never mind.
Yeah, Fences. That was my first
Yeah,
episode.
I
Denzel.
I don't know why I was thinking like March, April.
Well, I guess because I was technically, I guess, like a special guest, I guess you would say, until like probably in game is probably when I became like full crew member of the Cinnamon Show. Um, but dude, like I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, we've reached 7 years, and it's gone to the point now where, like, if I think of a movie that I might want to talk about, I was like, have we done that? Like, I have to text you. It's like, have we done that movie yet? you know. And that to me is like when you get down to the weeds of like you've done this show for so long and you can't remember what movies you've done. I feel like I don't know if you've hit it big, but at least in my brain, like, okay, like we've done this long enough to be like, yeah, we're quote unquote like pros at this.
And whether you think about like a book club or like a monthly book club or a podcast has grown so much. Granted, if it wasn't for COVID, I don't know if we would have hit a milestone the way we did, because that's the year that we really just started like rising to the top. But like, it was so much fun, and it always has been so much fun. Just when I think life has taken me out and work is either not going my way, life isn't going my way, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, just when I think life has pulled me down and I don't want to do this anymore, I have such a good time, whether it's talking with you, Jay, Edward, the guys over on Friday the 14th podcast. Like, this podcast has been the most positive, influential project that I've ever had in my life. Granted, my kids aren't a project, but like,
They're right number 3 on the list of priorities.
yeah, like something besides kids, this project for me has been, I would say, almost like a lifesaver, because it gives me something to look forward to. It gives me something to fall forward on, and it just gives me something to enjoy out of life.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I don't know. I don't know how you feel about it. Like leading up to like the day of, it's like, oh yeah, we got to do that. But then like once we start doing it, it's just like, okay, I'm into it now. That's like one of those things. Like it feels like it's a chore,
Yeah,
but once we start talking about the movie, it's just like, oh yeah, I remember why I like doing this.
exactly. Yeah.
So
There was an episode that I think it might have been Happy Gilmore with like Happy Gilmore 2, like a move, and just things were not leading up right. The internet wasn't working with the move, and then we sat down and just talked about. No, 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 no. It was me and you with Fantastic Four.
yeah, it just there was one thing after another, and at one
Yeah,
point, I think you're like, maybe we should just cancel. It's just like, no, let's just. I think it was me or you that's like, let's just do a 30-minute episode, get it in, get it out, and it
and it
turned out to
turned
be
into
a
like
fun
a four
episode.
turned into like a 45-minute episode, and we had just
Yeah,
such a fun time with it.
yeah,
I don't know if you guys. So there's one time I want to reminisce. I want to just
reminisce.
reminisce on one episode. There's only one time that just life happened and nobody could make it, and I did The Omen all by myself. It was like 24 minutes. I don't know if you guys have went back and listened to that episode, but I pulled it off. I was like, you know what? It's another new episode. It gives somebody something to listen to if they're subscribed to us, if they're following us. I can't not produce a new episode.
And we,
I-
I mean, they're like the Omen. I don't even remember that. Like that is a walk down memory lane. I thought part of me
That
thinks it
was
was the
that,
different episode.
that was just last year.
Was that the remake or was that the original?
That was the remake.
Oh, was it the first Omen? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, that's true. I remember that.
I think just everybody had just something massive going on. I think you were sick or something. And I was like, you know what? It's 30 minutes before. Let me just talk about the movie for a little bit. It ended up turning into a 24-minute episode.
Yeah, and to me, it's just like, look, I think we find, especially doing the show, it's just like after a while we figure out life does get in the way. It's just like, dude, I can't do it. Something
Yeah.
comes up, and by God, there will be a new episode, no matter what.
I think I'm trying to chase down The Simpsons with how many live non-repeated shows they've had, but no, I mean it's been fun, and I can't wait. Here's to 364. Here's to another 364.
Yeah.
Anyway, I cannot wait for this episode. It's our 7th-year anniversary. We've only done this one other time a few years ago for another anniversary show. We've done Psycho
Psycho. Yep.
Revisited.
Yep.
So we're gonna do the same thing to Jaws because Jaws was way early back when. I kind of, feel like that was still kind of testing the waters, if you will. That little pun right there, boom, boom, boom. But
Mhm.
anyway, if you guys did not go back, me and Zach had a phenomenal conversation last week. How we talked all about um,
We Are Marshall.
We Are Marshall. Bum, 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 bum. And it was a fantastic episode. Go back and listen to it wherever you listen to podcasts at facebook.com/the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. The Instagram is all one word, Cine-Men Movie Podcast. The X is Cine-Men405, or you can send a good old fashioned email at cinemen921@gmail.com. And hang out with us, listen to that episode and all of our past episodes. We're going to have a fantastic September. October looks fun. And then November and, of course, December. So catch us every single week as we hang out and talk movies. But, Zach, let's dig into some recent watches and recommendations. Do you have anything that you want to recommend to anybody while we hang out and talk?
Yeah, I went and saw physically Jaws in the IMAX for its 50th anniversary. Went and saw Caught Stealing, the new Austin Butler movie, directed by Darren Aronofsky. It was fun. I didn't really know what to expect from it. I feel like the first 10, 15 minutes, it took a while to find its footing. But when it does, it actually goes full throttle, and it's actually a fun little heist mystery action movie, I guess you would say. And then I really don't know what possessed me to. I guess because the new season just came out, I started watching Peacemaker on HBO Max. I From what I understand, from what James Gunn has told the world, I guess season 2 is really going to pinpoint exactly where the DC universe is going to go with this season towards the end of the season, from what I understand. So I'm like, I think I've got 3 episodes left of season 1. It's a fun show. It's a stupid show. John Cena's doing John Cena things essentially. But if you like Suicide Squad, the James Gunn Suicide Squad, I think you would like it. So go check out Jaws while it's still in the theater. Go check out Caught Stealing and Peacemaker on Go Max it up for Peacemaker. What about you?
So I didn't watch too much, um, but I did check out. I've only seen the first one, so I went ahead and just binge watched all three of them this week. I watched the Rush Hour trilogy.
Mm.
Um, they're okay. The first one's definitely the best. Number three has me laughing more than the second one. Um,
I haven't seen those movies in forever.
yeah, and then I watched Deathmatch because of the old Friday the 14th podcast, and I don't know, I didn't know what to expect, but my God,
Uh-oh.
save those thoughts for this Wednesday when we talk all about it on Friday the 14th podcast. Um, I don't know what the Rush Hour movies might be streaming on. I think Netflix, but I have them physically, so go check them out because they were pretty funny. They don't age well. The jokes and some of some of the other stuff is pretty rough, but they still kind of made me laugh. What that says about me as a moviegoer, I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're right. All the Rush Hour movies are on Netflix. So good, good, good promotion.
If you guys love some good old Mexican food, don't forget to check out our buddies at San Marcos Mexican Restaurant, located at 2301 Southwest 59th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Give them a call at 405-685-7773 for a to-go order or dine in. And don't forget $5 house margaritas on Wednesdays, frozen or on the rocks. And don't forget to let them know that the Cinema Movie Podcast sent you to get 10% off your entire purchase when you mention Cinnamon 405. And yeah, great food and even better customer service. It's the only sit down restaurant of the Cinnamon Movie Podcast. So, um,
Speaking of
Zach,
San Marcos, it's our anniversary, and I think, if I remember correctly, we were going to give out a little present.
we still have, there's still time to go, but there is the $100 San Marcos gift certificate. All you have to do is go to the beginning of every episode and listen to that opening credit and name every line that is from those movies. You have until 9 p.m. tonight. So I'm not going to announce the winner live on the episode, but you have until 9 p.m. tonight to continue to enter the drawing in the contest, and then a winner will be announced next week on the episode. So, but yeah, let's dig into what we're talking about today. We have a list. What kind of list? It's not that kind of list, but we have a list, and we're talking
There
our
we go.
our favorite 7 films of one Steven Spielberg. Zach, I haven't heard that soundbite in a long time.
Dude, what was the last top five we did? I don't
It
even
was it,
remember.
it was in February, our top 5 plus 5 of 2023 or
Oh,
2024.
wow.
Yeah. But anyway, we're dusting it off for the old man Steven Spielberg. We're going to talk our top 7 or our top 7 Steven Spielberg films. I'm going to rapid fire through 7 and 6, and then we'll get into the top 5. My 7 and 6 are kind of ifs, if you will, but to me they're like fantastic movies. And I can't not think of Steven Spielberg when I talk about these two movies. And number 7 is going to be E.T.
Mm.
And number 6 is going to be Temple of Doom.
Nice.
Yeah.
I took it a step further. I got three honorable mentions. Bridge of Spies, Ready Player One, and this one hurts me to put it as an honorable mention, but just because of the subject matter and the 3.5 hourness, Schindler's List. We always talk about rewatchability. I don't really want to sit through a 3.5 hour Holocaust emotional terrorism movie. But the debate is open whether that or Saving Private Ryan is his masterpiece. But yeah, I think you got to include Schindler's List somewhere on there, and that'd be an honorable mention. My 7 and 6. 7 is War of the Worlds. I couldn't make in the list. I just couldn't leave that movie out because I was so excited about it when it came out in theaters 20 years ago. Celebrate it's 20-year anniversary this year, which is hard to believe. I was obsessed with that movie. I've seen it multiple times. I think as the years have gone on, it's kind of getting kind of like a meh or it's fine type reaction since then, but I still love it and I had to keep it in there. Number 6 is Saving Private Ryan. I feel like I think we can agree it's probably the best, if not the World War II movie that everyone thinks about. That opening Omaha Beach sequence is incredible, and I feel like, and we may have just, and wasn't that our first Memorial Day episode?
What was it? Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. And so we may have talked about it on the episode, but I feel like after the Omaha the Omaha Beach sequence, the movie doesn't draw, but you just don't get that high that you were in that opening sequence the rest of the movie. It's still an incredible movie, very deserving of him winning Best Director. 30 years later, it should have won Best Picture, but that's another conversation.
Don't get me hot now.
I know. So yeah, that's my number 7, number 6. What is your number 5?
Man, number 5 is a movie that defined a Disney character for me. And now this movie is the definitive version of these two beloved characters for me. And number 5 is Hook.
Nice.
Dustin Hoffman will always be my Captain Hook, and Robin Williams will always be my Peter Pan. I got goosebumps right now just mentioning that in a sentence. Like, to me, the John Williams score, The Lost Boys, Julia Roberts' Tinkerbell, it is a absolutely fantastic redo version of a Disney classic or a classic fairy tale in general. And the setting, the set design, everything was absolutely fantastic. All these movies, by the way, that are in my top 5 are 5-star movies for me. So number 5 is Hook.
Cool. Number 5 is the movie we're talking about, Jaws, and we're gonna get into it. So go ahead. What's your number 4?
Number 4, a movie that redefined my childhood and the way that I see movies in general, Jurassic Park. So
Yeah, it'll come up later. So
there's nothing more you can say about it. What's your number 4?
number 4 was one of your honorable mentions. My number 4 is E.T. the Extraterrestrial, a film that I was terrified of as a kid. You could not convince me to watch it without me screaming. But since then, it's a classic, man. I think we talked about it 2 or 3 years ago, I think. And the story, the setting, the score, I think that's one of John Williams' most emotionally driven scores. It's so incredible. I always cry at the end when E.T. has to leave, and that's part of the performance of Henry Thomas and the John Williams score. When you think E.T. is going to die, you're like, oh man, this is gut wrenching and probably deserving of Best Picture. I mean, let's be honest, it's truly is a classic. So.
What won that year?
Go ahead. I'm gonna go do your number 3, and I'll look that up.
So while you do that, I'm gonna let you know that my son is terrified of the cover art of the movie of E.T. And he looks at the back and he sees just the little alien midget looking thing, and he's terrified of it. So one day I'm gonna put the movie and let him watch it. So
it's on Netflix. So you want to know what won that year?
I own the movie, but go ahead.
Best Picture was Gandhi, which I still haven't seen.
You know, that's funny you say that. I just watched Gandhi for the first time in April. Really good movie, but yeah, I agree. Doesn't deserve Best Picture over E.T. Number 3 for me, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Indiana Jones was it for me, man. It was one of those movies that was spoon fed to me by my dad, forced to watch it. Hated the movie growing up, but now I just realize how perfect of an action adventure and how perfect of a character Indiana Jones is. The score, the action, everything from that movie is just top notch for me, and it holds a special place in my heart. So number 3 is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
My number.
Speaking of ET, look, he's right there behind me.
There you go. My number 3 is probably going to be a little controversial, but I just have a special place for it in my heart. Maybe just I saw it in the theater. Number 3 is War Horse. I think it's one of his. I'm going to say it's one of his most underrated films. I mean, it was nominated for Best Picture. It had a budget of 66 to 70 million dollars, and it grossed almost 200 million dollars at the box office. So it still had legs, made its budget back. I think it's a very emotionally driven film. It has some great battle sequences. I think the no man land sequences where the horse is like running across the battlefield is still some of the it goes up there with like 1917 as some of the best World War One action sequences. And there's Benedict Cumberbatch is in it, Tom Hiddleston's in it, probably other people that I can't think of. It's one of those people, one of those movies when you watch it's like, oh, I didn't know he was in that.
I need to
It,
rewatch it. I've only seen it one time.
and I don't know, man. It really hit, and I've always considered this as one of my favorite movies of his. So anytime I get a chance to throw it out there, I'm happy about it. So that's my number 3.
Number 2 for me is that Goldie Hawn movie. No, I'm just messing with you.
You
Sugarland
know what?
Express. I still haven't opened it and watched it yet.
Still saran wrapped.
Yeah. But number 2 for me is Schindler's List. Speak of the girth, speak of the subject matter, the terrorism, the horrific scenes in it. It truly is a movie that just imprints perfection in your mind. And that's just perfect directing, perfect filmmaking. Everything about it is just simply a masterpiece. Schindler's List, I can't wait to rewatch it this year because I'm going to show some people who've never seen it before. So I can't wait to rewatch that as always. So yeah, number 2 is Schindler's List.
We need to do an episode on that someday because I feel like that's, like I said, it's between that or Saving Private Ryan is his masterpiece, and
It's
I don't
crazy.
blame you.
It's
I don't blame
crazy.
you. We haven't done that yet.
It's crazy we've never done that.
And like I said, I don't blame you. As that's number 2. I mean, that's a movie that's very deserving of being like 1 or 2 on the list. My number 2 is a film that I saw in theaters, and I distinctly remember seeing in theaters, and it's like a good wine. It just ages perfectly. Number 2 is Catch Me If You Can. Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hanks. Love this movie. I think I tried to get us to do a 20th anniversary episode, but something stupid had to take its place.
That's another movie that I can't believe we haven't talked about.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's a film that I'll probably, if we ever do the episode, I'll have to tell the story again. But Leo had this and Gangs of New York come out the same weekend. And I just, it's one of those, which movie's better? I think Catch Me If You Can it's an awesome movie. And I really hope we do an episode on it sometime. So
number 1 for me, I've called it before, favorite war movie of all time. It's in my top 6, 7 movies of all time. Saving Private Ryan. It's always, every time I rewatch it, I just cannot get over the sequences, the story, Tom Hanks's performance from beginning to end. Love Saving Private Ryan. Number 1 for me.
And my number 1, Jurassic Park. I think Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan are probably his masterpieces, but Jurassic Park is just, that's a whole nother level. And the fact that he was in post-production of Jurassic Park while filming Schindler's List, that's a sign of a great director. You can have a blockbuster film and a Best Picture winner in the same year. So good on him.
So if you guys want to play along, we always get a lot of people that send us in some top 5s. Send us in your favorite or top 5 Steven Spielberg movies, and we'll talk about it on the episode next week when we talk all about... Zach, what are we talking about next week?
Highest to lowest. We got to get some new Denzel in.
Yeah, but you know what? I think there's another movie that comes out this weekend.
The Conjuring, the last rites.
I think I'm flipping it. We're doing The Conjuring next Tuesday.
We're going to do The Conjuring next week.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, that's a brand new episode, and brand new movies always get us high numbers.
Yeah, we're gonna do Conjuring next Tuesday, last rites. So I was like, you know what? There's no way we can wait 3 weeks to talk about that movie, and at least highest to lowest will be the week after. So that'll that comes out this week as well on Apple TV.
Yeah, it'll be the same. I think it'll be the same movies. Just we're gonna do like a flip. So
Yeah. But we're talking all about Jaws today. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It turned 50 this year. Currently on Rotten Tomatoes, it's at 97. The Metascore is at an 87. IMDb is at an 8.1. The Letterbox is at a 3.9 out of 5 with a June 20th, 1975 release date. The budget was $9 million, and including this weekend, right now it sits a little over $495 million in the box office. Zach will have the cast and crew and the synopsis here real soon. But yeah, if you haven't seen Jaws, go check it out. I believe it's still in theaters, or go out and get you a nice steelbook. Zach's got a steelbook. I got a steelbook. Um, go
I
check
got
it out.
you got you got the still book. I got the 50th anniversary still book. So we
Yeah,
still book it up over here.
still
So
book it up. But yeah, go check it out. Zach, who's in the movie and what's it about?
starting the movie, we got Roy Schreider, Robert Shaw, Richard Dreyfuss, Lorraine Gary, Murray Hamilton, directed by Mr. One Steven Spielberg. When a young woman is killed by a shark while skinny dipping near the New England tourist town of Amity Island, Police Chief Martin Brody wants to close the beaches, but Mayor Larry Vaughn outrules him, fearing that the loss of tourist revenue will cripple the town. Um, Oceanographer Matt Hooper and grizzled ship captain Quint offer to help Brody capture the killer beast, and the trio engage in an epic battle of man versus nature. I would argue that's a very apt description of the movie. So, so here's the thing. We talked about this movie. God, I can't even remember. Long time ago. I don't want this. I think we can unanimously agree that this is arguably a very good film, and it'll go down as like in the pantheon of like best movies ever made. I kind of want to do a different conversation of what has made Jaws last 50 years. The fact that it was re-released in theaters this weekend, it came in number second, outdoing Caught Stealing and The Roses. What is it? Are you surprised by that? Or does that make sense?
Makes sense to me. I honestly thought it was going to be number one. Um, I think it's just the fact that it's one of those movies that you have to see anytime it does get a re-release. It's a word of mouth movie. That's the one thing I gotta say. Getting ready for this episode, I've talked to so many people over the last few weeks about Jaws, and a lot of people have never seen Jaws.
Yeah.
But because of the re-release, they're like, I'm gonna go check it out in theaters. And it's just one of those movies that you have to see on the big screen. Now, slap my hand, spank me. I did not go see it in the theaters. I did have my ticket. I was like, you know what? I'm an AMC A-list member. Didn't go see it. Um,
If you want to go ahead and just knock yourself out of the running of this
yeah,
episode, that'd be fine.
yeah. But I did rewatch it at home, and it's even on a big screen at home. I could just imagine what it is like inside of a theater. But it's just one of those movies that you have to just try in a lifetime to go see on the big screen. If not, this movie is played so much in like film schools throughout the country, the world. So many great documentaries about it. And then just the fact that it's a movie about a shark who just is out of nature and he just manhunts.
Yeah.
And it's just done so well. I don't think anybody could have just done this movie.
No.
And I don't think any studio could have just done this movie. And now with Universal and Peacock, you can watch this and its predecessors, the sequels, anytime you want to.
Um. No. What's funny is like I feel like this movie is so easily accessible. It's streaming on Netflix right now. Like you said, you can probably watch it on Peacock because it's Universal. You can probably get a simple Blu-ray on Amazon for like 7.99 or whatever. And inside baseball, my mom went with me to go see the film. She never seen it. She was 17 when this originally came out in 1975. She had friends that didn't go to the movies. They didn't care about it. And I said I was going to go see Jaws, and she said, "Really? I've never seen it." It almost like, have you ever been in the situation like where when someone says they haven't seen like a big movie like this, it kind of registers in your brain like, there's no way. You have got to see this at some point in your life, you know?
I I used to be that guy though. Before I went and got my first job at FYE, I was that guy who had never seen The Godfather, Jaws, um, all those big Hollywood story event
Movies.
films.
Yeah.
I had never seen them. Um, so going back and rewatching movies like this was just a joy to me. And anytime I can sit through somebody watching one of these movies now for the first time, it opens up a whole new appreciation of film in general for me. So
Yeah. So this is actually my second time seeing it in the theater. I saw it, uh, I think 4 or 5 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago on a date, and she had seen the movie. It had been years, and the scene where Hooper goes, uh, it's nighttime, and he goes like to see like the fisherman's boat, and the head pops out in the hole. She knew that scene was in there, but she had been forever since she'd seen the movie that it actually got a jump scare out of her. And so it's like a film that I was talking to someone at work about it. It's a film that if you haven't seen it in forever, like that's probably the last time I saw it was when I saw it the date. It was like a brand new experience. Like there were scenes that like the scene with the little boy getting eaten, and then cut from that to um when the guy on the boat that he gets eaten, his leg falls down to the bottom of the ocean. I could have swore that those 2 sequences were together, like the shark goes on a rampage, but no, there's like a whole like 30 minutes in between those 2 sequences, and I just totally forgot, like, the dinner sequence between Brody, his wife, and Hooper, I forgot that was even in the movie.
and this movie it doesn't feel very long, at least to me.
No. I mean, the the highs of this, there honestly, there's not any lows. I feel like there's one low in the movie, and that's just like the dinner sequence is kind of like, we could have cut that out, but I get why they put that in there. But on the highs of this movie, when the shark's actually in the movie, it flies by. Like by the time you get to Quint, Hooper, and Brody on the boat, the
Yeah,
rest of the movie just flies by.
well, I even think though, like a lot of people, I mean, some of the people that you'll talk to about this movie, they're like, "Oh, it drags. I'm not into older movies," which I understand. But even leading up to them getting on the boat, like the story of trying to keep the ocean open and trying to do this and trying to do that, like to me, it is just a phenomenal story
Yeah.
of what is greed and what people really are worried about. And if this movie's made today, or if events like this really happen, that could be some of the real life issues. Is, hey, I don't want my beach to be shut down for X amount of time because of this reason.
Well, and there's a lot of like social commentary. Did you watch the 50th anniversary special on Hulu or
I
Disney
d-
Plus?
I didn't.
Oh, dude, if you get a chance, I recommended it, I think like last week or the week before. It's so good. And they made a really good point of like, you can make an argument that the shark is kind of like a metaphor for capitalism, but I think that's like the mayor. That's like the whole point of the mayor is just like he's willing to put profit over people's safety at this point. And you're sitting there going like, if this was real life, like they'd be canceled, they'd be fired from their job if you knew there was a killer shark out there and you still let people go out onto in the ocean.
Yeah.
And I think one of the worst things about it, I want to say, whether it be in our lifetime or your kid's lifetime, there will be a remake of this. And the worst thing about it is like Yeah, the shark didn't work. Yeah, there was a lot of production problems. Yeah, Spielberg pretty much hated the whole filming of this movie. But um there's something precious about that, knowing that they tried to make the shark as real as possibly they can, and when this movie gets remade, it'll just be a CGI fest.
Yeah, well, I think it was you that I was talking about, but Steven Spielberg is the one who publicly came out and said he wants to remake this with today's technology.
Which I kind of find that interesting. And part of me thinks that whether it be I don't know if I read this somewhere or heard it. I think he has a clause with Universal saying that like either he is the only one that can remake the movie or no one can remake it until after he passes away. Part of me think I heard that somewhere. Would you be okay? Like if he himself said, "Hey, I'm going to remake Jaws," would you be okay with that?
Yeah, I think it's his work, it's his masterpiece. No, 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 it's his work, it's his masterpiece. Like, I think if any movie like this should be remade, it should be him just making a hobby out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so opposed to even if Spielberg did do this, like I'm so opposed to it. Is like, dude, it's such a perfect movie. You can't. It's going to be really, really hard to outdid what you did 50 years ago. That'd be my argument for
Yeah.
it. Something, and if I'm talking too much, just let me know.
No, no, you're good.
If you have other topics you want to talk about, we can. Um, I have the hindsight. I don't think that's the right word, but I had the opportunity to view this film through another lens of I read the book, the Peter Benchley original novel that this is based off that came out a year before. And a lot of people don't remember, but this book was a major, major hit, which is basically what inspired Universal to do the movie. It's essentially the same plot. The only difference is that there's actually a mafia connection to why the mayor doesn't want to shut down the beach. And the movie is just like, oh no, it's like profits for the winter and everything, which is true. That is in the book. But the mayor owes like a bunch of money to the mafia. And the other aspect of it is that Hooper has an affair with Brody's wife. There's
Really?
like yeah, there's like this whole there's like a whole subplot of like him trying to like Brody's wife and Hooper they get it on and like rest of the book is him trying to hide it from Brody even while they're on the boat. And another thing is that the US Indianapolis speech, which I want to talk about here in a second, is in this book. And spoiler alert for 651-year-old book now. Hooper and Quint dies in the book, and so in the movie. But Hooper actually dies in the shark cage. He doesn't escape like he does in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's a really good book, honestly. It's only like 250 pages, and it's you kind of see like okay, like even reading it, knowing that the movie exists, you kind of like as a reader, you're just like, oh yeah, I can see how this could have been like a really good movie.
Yeah,
So
that's another thing that just kind of baffles me about a movie that's 50 years old and like you just it, whether this is cliche and it's like a fine wine or it's just is it really that good? Or are we just film nerds and we're like a little bit biased towards Steven Spielberg? I would like to talk to somebody who is just a movie fan today that like now this is not an age thing because don't get don't get me wrong, we weren't alive when this movie came out. But I do want to know, like, say you were born in 2002 or
mhm.
2000, and you just new movies are not your, you know,
Older movies.
right, older movies are not your cup of tea.
Mhm.
Like, you know, what would give you the umph to go and just discover and watch old movies? I know a lot of people today who won't even give movies that's older than 99 the daylight of time because it can't spark their interest. So it does make me interested in the math behind how a movie like Jaws can come in at number two at the box office when they can stream this on Netflix, because so many people today just don't have time, not even to go see a brand new movie like Weapons in theaters, let alone something that turned 50 years old. I want to know the math behind that.
Yeah, and if you're a listener who's listening to this and you say you don't like Jaws or you don't think it's a very particularly good film, email us. Let us know why, and do you think this movie is overrated, and do you think it doesn't deserve the 50-year treatment? Um, we talked about One Flew of the Cuckoo's Nest a couple weeks ago, and we had that argument of that one Best Picture of the year. A lot of people think if that was redone today, Jaws should have won, but Spielberg even said on that 50th anniversary that he would have voted for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So I think that says a lot, not only from the director, but I think as a film. I said, and I think you agreed with me. I think One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is probably a better movie, but Jaws is a lot more rewatchable.
Yeah. I went back and was just thinking about, like, I rewatched this movie literally on its 50th anniversary back in June, and I
Hmm.
was like man, I got to rewatch this again in September for the podcast. And I wasn't dreading the rewatch, but I was like, I just watched it several weeks ago, and I thoroughly enjoyed this recent watch. So I'm like, yeah, I could definitely get through this.
Well, and it's funny when you say that because it's like it's a film that you probably could have just done your notes without even rewatching it. It's so like embedded in your brain, but it was like the joy of rewatching it. It was just like, oh, I forgot that was in there. I forgot that scene. I forgot so and so, and having the
Where, where's
hindsight,
where's the fun in that though?
right? Um, and having the hindsight in the documentary of just knowing a lot of the behind the scenes of the movie, it was so cool to be like, oh, with the exception of the 5 main actors, all the other, like, extras, those are, like, real Martha Vineyard residents that they just hired as extras.
Yeah,
Like, the Amity obviously is not a real place, but Martha's the location, the extras, like, the setting, that's a character in this movie, and I think that a lot of people would not realize that if you haven't really studied it.
yeah, this is true.
So, funny it's funny, like, knowing that there was so much production trouble in the movie. Watching on this rewatch in the theater, I noticed how there'll be like a shot of them on the boat in the ocean, and the water is like dark gray. Like the sun is not in the right setting or in the sky. It cuts to a character, and then it cuts back to the wide shot, and the uh, ocean water is blue as it can be. So you could just tell, oh, that was filmed on a different day, or maybe they waited a couple hours, and so it's like the uh the troublesome production shows, but I mean, it doesn't take away from the movie. It's just something that like I noticed on this rewatch.
Yeah, the only thing I noticed in this recent watch, in this recent set down, was like the little boy's mother. I'm like,
Mhm.
man, she looks like she's 60. She looks like she could have been his grandmother.
Yeah. I
Just small fun stuff like that, like, and Brody being the father of like a 4 or 5 year old. I'm like, man, their imaginations of dads back in the day were like, man, nobody can be a dad unless you're 45 or just something like that.
yeah, that's true.
It just made me giggle. It doesn't have anything to do with how a good or bad of a movie is. I'm just just playing around. Like, it just made me think a little bit.
No, no, I that's yeah, I didn't even think about that till you brought that up. Um, obvi what do you think is like the trademark? Is the opening sequence the trademark the sequence of the movie that everyone knows?
I think you have to. I think you have to say yes, because the opening trademark sets the tone for, hey, not only is this an action movie, but guess what? This is a horror movie. This
Yeah.
has horror elements to it, and it almost the opening movie of this. I don't know which came first. I think this did. I don't know. You might have to do some double checking. But it reminded me so much of the opening of the original Friday the 13th. This came before Friday 13th. I think Friday the 13th was like 1980 or 81.
80.
But
Yep, you're right.
like the opening of them hanging out by the campfire, singing campfire songs, and
Hmm.
then them playing around and flirting with each other, obviously going to go do some grown-up stuff in the water. That's exactly Friday the 13th, how it opened up. And that just shows you Jaws had so much impact that even a slasher low budget film like Friday the 13th, I guarantee you that's like, let's have a Jaws like opening because it's going to set the tone of the film.
Yeah.
So with the opening of Jaws, it's like that's a horror movie, and that's exactly what popped in my head when I watched it this recent time around. Was I'm watching a slasher movie about a shark. The shark is
The killer.
the shape.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you want to take it a step further, Spielberg said himself that the opening sequence is very reminiscent of Psycho. So it's very Hitchcockian in that way. So Psycho, I wouldn't say inspired Jaws, but it's definitely hinted at that. And then Jaws came out, and then like you said, the original Friday the 13th has that. I don't know if you would call it a verbatim opening, but it's very reminiscent of that.
Yeah.
And then like even take it a step further, Jordan Peele, if you remember in the movie Us, the little boy has a Jaws shirt on the entire time. So, you know,
Jaws is just one of those movies that you almost have to, whether you're a
you have to
pod,
watch it.
but I was getting ready to say whether you're a podcast, a movie lover, a film goer, it has to be on that bucket list somewhere down the line.
Yeah, I would agree, man. It's
So, and then even going back and watching the psychological aspect of how they tried to capture the shark, or how you know uh, the death of um, how he gets eaten at the end off the boat
Quint.
after Quint's death, like, and then the way Brody just, I'm gonna blow this thing up, and it's not too it's not too of an overthink of a film to where you're like, oh,
Mm.
that could never happen,
No.
you know. I know,
And
and shark attacks nowadays are extremely like rare. Like you're
oh no,
almost
no, an 8-year-old kid was um bitten by a shark over the Labor Day weekend. So I was just like, wow,
oh,
you can't make that up.
nice. Um, but what I'm saying is like, you know, it's just one of those movies that without Jaws, you don't get movies like Piranha, Deep Blue Sea, Anaconda, Lake
Yeah.
Placid, any of the sequels, Orca the Killer Whale. There's so many movies. The Meg. There's
Yeah.
so many movies you would not get if it wasn't for Jaws. The sequels, let's not forget Jaws 2, 3, and 4, which I have them.
I don't know what those are.
I have those behind me. I still have never seen 3 or 4.
Okay, so I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I had a VHS copy of Jaws 3D, the third one.
Hmm.
It's I was talking to someone at work about this today. It's so bad it's fun to watch. One of those type things. Like she said, the way she said it was like it's better, but not in a good way, if that makes sense.
I need to watch them. I've never seen 3 or 4, and I haven't seen 2 in like 10 years, 5 years.
Isn't two the one where like the shark is after Brody?
Yeah, because Brody's in it.
Like,
Yeah, Brody, the original kid, and his original wife is in the movie.
wow.
Yeah. Have you seen any of them, or just 3?
I've just seen 3. I haven't seen 2 or 4.
Well, guess what the next 3 weeks is? No,
Move over, Conjuring. We got other fish to fry.
literally. Um,
So
this movie is just, it's so much fun. It's just so much story behind the film, but yet the credits, opening, the ending, the score. We haven't even talked about John Williams yet,
oh,
and what John Williams means to Spielberg, and the other way around.
oh yeah.
Um,
That's a film relationship that regardless of like even the films that you don't really enjoy of Spielberg's, the music is what like
can I
helps the movie.
can I say something? what if, and I know he came close to attempting to help or just flat out do it. What would the legacy be of Spielberg if he had actually directed the Star Wars films?
Oh,
I know we talked a little bit about Lucas back in a few months ago when we did episode 3, but I could have sworn in some of the documentaries I've seen, Spielberg was on the fence about helping or directing the movie instead of George Lucas because they were buddies.
man, that's a hard thing because he just Spielberg
Because
he
he
just
did
doesn't
he did
know.
he did Jaws in 75. 77 was A New Hope, and it's like he would have just been on the brink of directing A New Hope.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Because I was gonna say he doesn't do sequels, but that's wrong because he did 3 Indiana Jones, well, 4 Indiana Jones movies and The Lost World. And so, do you think do you think do you think Star Wars would be, I don't want to say better, but do you think wouldn't be as
I feel like it would have felt more like an epic from the start instead of waiting for Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi.
you think it
I think maybe with Spielberg's name being attached, he would have gotten a bigger budget.
oh, probably. I think that he said that because Jaws was such a success, he had final cut of every movie he's done since.
Yeah.
And so I think if he wanted to do something like Star Wars, they would have let him do it. But I think it was I think Lucas wanted him to do the prequel trilogy, and
Mhm.
he said no, no, this is your thing. You need to go do it. So, and I respect him from that. He could have easily said, oh yeah, I'm going to make another $1 billion off each movie, but I don't see. Part of me thinks Star Wars would not have been as success. It probably would have been a better received movie. I don't think it would have been as successful as it is now.
Well, in 2027, A New Hope is getting a 50th anniversary theatrical release, so that should be fun.
And I'm gonna take a wild guess that we're gonna do a revamp episode of that.
um, yeah, man. Jaws has been a piece of cinema history for every moviegoer. If you guys are listening to us for the very first time, do yourselves a favor. Zach said it's streaming on Netflix. Go check out Jaws. Let us know. Is it a 50-year movie that you just have no interest in checking out? Or have you never seen it and you're like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot just because of the conversation you guys had today. Let us know. Send us some emails. Hit us up on the social medias. And let us know if you have any intent on seeing Jaws this weekend.
Do you know
Um,
what his follow up was to this that came out the same year as Star Wars?
Hold on. Don't say anything.
No, don't look it up.
Without looking it up, 1977. Was it a Raiders film?
Nope.
No Indiana Jones?
Nope. Indiana Jones didn't come out till 81.
70s. It wasn't. Duel was first. Was it Sugarland Express?
That was before Jaws.
Oh man. So
It's a big one.
is it?
Yeah.
It's not E.T.
Nope.
It's before E.T.
Yep.
Do I own it?
No, I'm sure you do. Yeah.
I'm lost.
Close Encounters.
Oh wow, that's right.
Yep.
That's another movie we haven't talked about.
Yep. So there's a lot of Spielberg we haven't talked about. So if you want to do a whole year of Spielberg, hey, sign me up, man. So you want to check out my really cool metal popcorn bucket?
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. Don't get rid of that.
Oh no, and the actual drink is the yellow
Oh,
thing.
what is that? A 50 ounce?
Yeah. I don't know if it's a 50, probably. And then on the back, you're gonna need a bigger boat.
Put it back, please.
I was
My
also gonna say the ending line of like "Smile, you son of a," that should have been a top tier list as well, quote as well.
look what my son just snagged. He wants to watch 30 minutes or less
Yeah, sure. That sounds age appropriate for a 4-year-old.
because of the monkeys on the back.
Show him the Planet of the Apes trilogy. Those
You
have
know,
better monkeys in it.
I did let him go pick two random movies just from him looking and thinking, and the two movies he picked one time back to back, no lie, was Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre. So
Yeah, see, if you had said The Water Boy and Happy Gilmore, that would have made a lot more sense.
those movies are put up in a cubby.
That no one can touch except for you.
Let's talk favorite scenes. Zach, do you have a favorite scene before we swim on out of here?
Man, shark scene, I would have to say the final climax of the him eating Quint and smile, you son of a, and blows up the shark. Character moment, which we didn't even talk about, the USS Indianapolis scene was you had texted me. I don't know if you were watching the movie or not. He said
I
you said
was.
Robert Shaw would have been an excellent hook. I was like, yeah, you're right. He would have been.
The scene.
But
Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
that's very emotional driven without showing a lot of emotion.
You talking about where he's doing his nails on the chalkboard?
Oh, that's a good scene too, and that's a good introduction for that character.
Yeah, very good scene. That's probably one of my favorite scenes. The little boy getting killed for the first time, and you see the close-up view of Brody. That scene was really good.
The zoom wide shot.
Yeah, and then obviously the ending sequences where everybody's on the boat and you just really see good glimpses of the shark. Phenomenal, phenomenal movie magic. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it because it is a star rating time. Uh, 5 stars. I think this movie, not only was it a first of its kind as far as summer movie blockbusters go, but when you can take a 50th anniversary movie and it just is, a good watch. It's fantastic. 5 stars. Rewatchability is fun. All that in between.
Yeah, I would agree with you. 5 stars as well. It's it man. I'm gonna. It might not be. It might be overhyping it, but I think a lot of people would agree that seen it. I think it's a masterpiece. You could rate this up there with Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan and E.T. and Jurassic Park and all them. The characters, the cinematography, the direction, the John Williams' score. There's a reason why he won an Oscar that year for score. Um, and it's funny that everyone knows that score. So what does that tell you 50 years on? It's a classic. If you get a chance to go see this in theaters, do yourself a favor and go do that.
Yeah.
So
We have some fun films that we're getting ready to talk about. September is just starting. 5 Tuesdays in the month of September. September 9th, next Tuesday. Zach, what are we talking about?
next week, September the 9th, we're talking about we were going to save this for the end of the month for start of spooky season, but we're going to go ahead and review The Conjuring Last Rites. Hits theaters this Friday. So go check it out and join us next week.
September 16th.
Oh, yeah. September 16th. Hold on here. Let me pull this up real quick. We're talking about Mud. I'm very excited to talk about this. I think this might be my favorite, if not one of my favorite McConaughey movies. So join us then.
September the 23rd.
I'm nervous about this one. September the 23rd, we're talking about Ed TV. So we get two McConaughey movies in the month of September.
Back to back.
I've never seen it, so that'll be a first time watch for me.
Same as me.
And then we end the month of September, whatever that date is. Don't have it in front of me. The 30th. We're talking about Highest to Lowest, the new Denzel Spike Lee movie. It will hit Apple TV Plus this Friday, so you have a couple weeks to watch it and join us then. And then we start the month of October for spooky season.
So yeah, September looks jam-packed. I'm excited. 4 weeks to go. This is just an introduction of September. And what a way to intro September with the 50th anniversary of Jaws and our 7th podcast anniversary episode. But we're going to be celebrating this 7-year anniversary all month long. So hang out with us. We're going to be celebrating it by talking a top five for the next 4 weeks. Join us next week as we have a top five as well. Cannot wait. We're gonna hang out, have fun, and just reminisce on the 7 years of the Cinnamon Movie Podcast. So, Zach, do you have any final thoughts about Jaws before we head into The Conjuring?
No, man, it was a blast. I'm glad that we got an hour out of this episode, whether combination of Jaws and reminiscing the 7 years. So it's real fun. I think this. I'm gonna be honest. I think this went a lot better than I thought because I thought we'd be talking about the same old stuff about Jaws, but we had a. I wanted to do a different conversation about the movie, and I think we pulled that off.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I always enjoy hanging out, talking movies with you guys, with you especially Zach, and all the listeners out there. Thank you for a fantastic, sensational 7 years, and I can't wait for us to hang out and keep talking movies for the next several 7 years. So until next week, when we talk all about The Conjuring: The Last Rites, it's in theaters this Thursday. Go check it out, and then come to us next Tuesday as we have a brand new episode next Tuesday, September the 9th. We talk all about The Conjuring: The Last Rites on another new episode of the Cinnamon Movie Podcast.